Perfect. And turn this music All right. Hello, everybody. Thank you all for jumping on today. So my name is Gabriel Rucker. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Founding Titans, a community-focused relationship optimization platform. We're building this to be able to help entrepreneurs and community builders to be able to 10x their network size as well as 10x their engagement. And so today we're going to be giving you guys a brief preview of the platform we're working on, as well as taking any comments from the audience, kind of as we go through, as well as kind of highlighting some of the specific features towards the end of it as well, and kind of having a little bit of a Q&A session there too. Starting off with everything, I want to introduce Brandy Beasley. Brandy, give me a thumbs up on the other end if you're ready. Okay, cool. So I'll jump you in here, and then you can give a brief overview on yourself as well.
Hi, I'm Brandy. I'm one of the co-founders and the COO of Founding Titans. I am excited to have y'all here. Don't need to go through the whole background, but I'd rather just dive right into the platform here. If you need us, feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn. I'll throw my LinkedIn in the chat. And yeah, happy to answer questions along the way.
Yeah, love it. And yeah, see Doug's on here. Love Doug. Thank you for jumping on too. And yeah, for anybody that's having any issues, I put the YouTube link on the channels, and then it's also streaming on LinkedIn as well. But yeah, instead of boring you guys with a bunch of logistics or random information, we're just going to jump right into everything. So let me see if everybody can see this, hopefully. Okay. Perfect. I think everybody can see it. And Brandy, if you do you understand where the chat is on here? Do you see that on your side? The top, at the bottom on the right-hand side?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So from there, if you can just let me know, because I'm on my laptop, so I don't have multiple screens right now. If you can let me know what's going on over there while we're running through everything. Awesome. Yeah, so as a general overview of what we're building, so essentially layering an AI recommendation system on top of social and a couple of other different features that we've got here that we'll be going through. So essentially the topics we're going to be going over today is some of the information for our dashboard view, our recommendation system, communities, events, research we're going to skip for today, connections, highlight some of the light stuff within the social feeds and messaging. And then we're going to go over our perk management system, resource management system, analytics, and our sponsorship management system as well. So jumping right into everything, so this is our dashboard view that we have for the upcoming platform. Essentially being able to track your engagement across not just our systems, but multiple other systems, being able to have agentic AI baked into this to where essentially you're able to see, different things that are important to you as an individual and an entrepreneur. So being able to see like industry trends, being able to, find funding opportunity matches, or seeing, different materials like a content gap analysis that somebody has put out recently that might be applicable to you. On the AI recommendations front, so we have a quick view on here to be able to kind of show some quick highlights for people that don't want to necessarily dive heavily in on the research side and just want some of those quick recommendations. We also have that for businesses and events as well. And then diving into the AI recommendation. So this is really the fun part, or my favorite part about what we're building in the application. So being able to recommend, who you should connect with, why you should connect with them, and the data points on why those are actually, important or applicable. So, for me personally, I'm a community builder. I'm a community leader. So being able to connect with other, community builders is, really important to me. Being able to, show communities that may overlap or, mutual connections and events that we've attended. Being able to see current focuses that might be, relevant as well. And also different trend signals for that individual. So I also work with an accelerator. So being able to, see some of those relevant highlights is always important. Diving into connection. So being able to expand your network is extremely important. So going through pathways to how actually I can connect with this person, being able to request introductions from people within my network is also really vital as well. And then also getting more granular data or just like more in-depth data on the match scores, being able to highlight and see that information as well. Mutual events that I might want to attend with this person, potential skill matches, the percentages around that. Recent achievements and conversation starters. So when you're reaching out to somebody, you can actually have the relevant information on, being able to actually do tailored outreach too, instead of just the general blanket information that you would normally send out. Being able to really tailor it specifically to that individual when you're reaching out. Doing the same thing for businesses on what are the potential benefits for working with them. Recent activities like funding or hiring. Like different partnerships or growth opportunities that may have been presented. Just so that this isn't just a platform for your typical PRM where you're going to be able to just see your personal relationships. Really, we're honing specifically in on the professional landscape and who can you have strategic partnerships with. On the community section of this, so diving a little bit deeper into the community focus portion of our platform. So very big on communities and organizations and really helping them with growing their membership, but also making sure that it's actually relevant to the people, because if people aren't going to be engaged if there's not really any reason why they should join that organization. Like for me personally, I'm not a crypto guy, so seeing crypto organizations might not be the best option for me. So really making sure that they have industry alignment, value alignment, whether the topics that are being discussed in these organizations are relevant or really big growth opportunities. What things matter to me? Like, we're going to be gearing up to jump into our fundraise later on this year. So potential fundraising access, or peer support in a lot of different areas. Being able to also look at, different perks, and we'll dive more into this as well, but why those perks actually align with you. Or not perks, but resources. So, like startup fundraising guides, because I said we're fundraising. And so pitch deck template might be great, making sure our financial projections are in order. Showing different resources and tools there that are actually relevant to the users. Same thing with events and showcasing why events matter, and deals as well and showcasing some of those. Diving into another major feature that's going to be launching later this year is the community section of the platform. So being able to, discover different communities, being able to see trending communities, and kind of tailoring those to like whether things are new, most active, all of that stuff. And then being able to manage them. So I'll show you a community that's actually like a management one. And granted, this is also a environment as well, just so we aren't showing the actual application itself. So you can see we have channel management, typical to what you would see with a Slack or, a Discord. That's really important for being able to actually message and engage. Also having different social feeds and being able to kind of aggregate the data there. And one of the huge things for organizations. So with recommended members, like who should I actually connect with within this organization, right? How do I spark engagement with other people? Being able to actually engage and find relevant folks within the organization that actually, resonate. Doing the same thing with events as well, and kind of showcasing the community's events and why those events are actually, potentially relevant. Having a centralized calendar for those events too. And seeing all of those events that the organizations are hosting in a specific area for easy access. If organizations have their own resources or their own templates, documents, tools, links to things, they can showcase that here as well. And then also being able to have those recommended to their community members or their organization members. If I'm a part of an organization and some of the materials aren't really as relevant, that also could be telling for the community builders and giving them some of that information on the back end for analytics. And then recommended community perks as well. So we have our own deal system. We're partnered with 24 companies like Notion, Carta, Brex, but also a lot of other communities. They have their own sponsors and their own individuals, and really being able to have their community members have easy access to that stuff is also something that we heard a lot when we were doing our early customer development. And then also not just the AI recommendations, still having the full directory of the perks as well available to everybody. Diving into analytics, so being able to see like how many people are actually engaging with different membership channels, messaging channels, how many people are actually RSVPing versus attending events in quick access views. One of the highlights, or one of my favorite things to kind of show people with this is, membership retention going down. But actually, we can see here that they're actually growing with their membership base. So being able to see, okay, we're actually bringing in a lot of members, but we're not really retaining them, is a really great example. And then still some of the detailed breakdown views for the actual channels and the activity there. A lot of other systems don't really kind of give you the data behind what's actually going on. So being able to showcase that is really important. Same thing with the events, their actual resources. So, does it make sense for us to even create like different templates or links? Are people actually, clicking on them or downloading them? What are the top resources and top performing ones that we actually have? For the actual community builders themselves. So obviously settings management, being able to, see your total members active, having your own moderators and being able to appoint those, channel management, moderation settings, and the visibility of the actual community itself. Because some communities and organizations want to be private. So we want to make sure that they have that ability still. When it comes down to events, so we have our own event management system that we have baked in here. So being able to, showcase, the obvious data you would see with an event, but also for the different attendees and providing recommended connections both before and after the events so that, you can see, okay, I'm going to this event. Who do I actually want to engage with at this event, right? So it's not just aimless. You're not just going to an event just to go. You're actually seeing value in going to those events that, these communities or organizations or, event promoters or event organizers are hosting. And also, why should I attend this event? If I haven't already registered for this, what is the relevance behind this, right? Is it worth my, time and effort to actually, take the time out of my day to go to this? Showcasing agendas as well, and seeing, all the different things that could be going on for, conferences, or even we have like certain things like in Austin, like the Venture Gala, right? Being able to see all of that stuff in a centralized place, seamlessly, speakers, if you have any of those, and being able to have those profiles. Another big thing that a lot of platforms don't really have is event sponsorship, and showcasing the event sponsors, being able to learn more about them, being able to, see why it aligns with me specifically. Like, does this deal even matter? Should I even, engage with the person that's sponsoring this event? Does it matter for me or my business? And then resources as well in a different manner. So, whether it's presentation slides, or they have white papers or specific links that they want to share with, the attendees, so that those are easily accessible and manageable. And then, attendee analytics as well, and showcasing, that stuff, and, being able to see like page views versus RSVPs, typical things you would see there, social media shares and how that stuff is working. Being able to track your sponsorships is very, very big. So for a lot of people that are more entrepreneurs and don't really know about the community side, being able to see does this being able to track that information, being able to track the details, being able to see who's still pending and who's confirmed. And this ties back into our sponsorship section that we'll be showing in a little bit. And then being able to obviously have the different settings for uploading the speakers, sponsors, resources. Another thing we've added for, or we're going to be adding for communities and, event producers is seating charts. So, if you have, say, like I mentioned before, the Venture Gala, and you want to seat people at certain tables. And also one of the things we're going to be implementing later on next year is the ability to also match individuals for the table settings and all of those aspects too. And then your typical things with, check-in, registration, and promo codes and blasts, insights and the data and breakdowns on the specific ticket sales and everything there as well. So if you want to see for the, specific events, a little bit more, quick insights on everything, then you're able to as well. And then something that we're also, going to be implementing a lot more as we continue to move through, but system integration. So whether you're doing your events on, say, Zoom, or, if you are using our channel functionality in another channel, system, then being able to also, track the information there as well and do your proper posts. How are we doing in the chat, Brandy? I don't know if anybody said anything. If not, it's cool too.
Sorry about that. Yeah. So Doug had mentioned pretty early on, where is this analysis being driven from? So for the recommendations for the connections, I believe that was the moment in time. It was earlier in the call, like 12:05. So
Okay. So I mean, that's actually some of the information that we'll be going over a little bit more in some of the other sections here too. But the analysis, it depends on whether it's the communities or the individuals. So we are essentially doing system integrations with certain partners. We can't say say who now, but we do have contracts in place, as well as it's a combination of that versus end data scraping to be able to get some of the analytic data on the relationships themselves, basically training our machine learning algorithms on the individuals themselves, as well as the kind of organizations and everything that they're involved with to be able to, give tailored responses to them. And then for the communities, obviously, a lot of that data will just come from, our people clicking on things. We have our own analytics that we're tapping in with to be able to, see who's actually clicking and downloading things, how many messages are being generated, all that stuff we're going to have backend analytics on as well. Hopefully that answers your question on that, Doug. If not, I can go a little bit more in depth on that too. But also, I know this is something that, so Doug does a lot of, like networking as well. So I'm going to show him something. So on our connections section, we've got a lot of, the data on, your current connections pending. We have AI recommendations, and then being able to track the warm introductions. But being able to also manage the relationships along the way as well. So getting insights on the connection strength. So, is this like, am I actually engaging with this individual? Like, are they kind of, trusting the information that I'm giving and some of that stuff? These are proprietary algorithms. I will never explain how that's going to work to anybody outside of the company. But it's really great to, have the information for everybody. Also being able to, obviously track mutual connections, the connection details, like when did I actually meet with this person? How many introductions have I been giving versus receiving with this individual? Contact preferences. And there's another section that highlights that a little bit better. Recent achievements like we showed earlier, and the mutual events like we had shown earlier. So all that stuff plays in. It's not just when you connect with somebody, it's also, or when you're initially trying to establish a relationship, it's also when you're connected and tracking that relationship as well. So using the AI and ML that we're working on as well, the quick recommendation. So, hey, I need to schedule, a meeting with Alex, right? I haven't talked to him in a while. The next check-in is, due in 3 weeks for our quarterly check-ins. And then giving recommendation reasons on, why do I need to connect with Alex again? Why does this matter? Different things like sharing industry reports. So I recently had an industry report that I really liked, or one of the resources that I recently downloaded, or whatever it is, being able to showcase that and share it. So for Alex, he actually needs somebody in his network to be able to introduce him to a marketing director. I have marketing directors in my network, so I can, send that over to, him as a recommendation. And then, when you click on introduce, it'll show all the different people for that stuff. The recommendation for upcoming events as well. So, hey, he's going to this major conference. This conference might actually be great for me too. Also being able to have your own tailored reminders, kind of CRM style on that. So being able to put this stuff in here for the reminders, that can also potentially feed back into the quick recommendations, depending on your settings. Being able to have different notes. So as you can see, what is it called? That was a duplicate, so I can just delete that really quick. And so little things like that. Recommendations for content to share too. So when it comes to content, like we said earlier, the recommended, content that matters. And then also highlighting what the preferred method of communication for that individual is. So they'll signal that on their own end. Like some people say, oh man, I really hate getting LinkedIn messages. I really just prefer you to email me or text me or whatever it is. Obviously, you're not going to send an article to somebody via text. Like, I mean, some people might, but it's not as optimal. But like email or message and highlighting which one might be better there. The same thing with recommended posts to engage with and interact with. So we're also going to be adding in with either this year or either early or mid next year, the recommendations for a post to engage with. And also the recommended actions for that. So if I want to keep engaged with Alex, like, okay, he just did this post on, AI for customer experience, and why should I interact with this? What is the recommended action to interact with this as well? Same thing with this, like they just had a company blog post that I might want to send a comment on for, that system, or for LinkedIn, being able to comment on one of their posts. And obviously, if like there's it's a cascading action for this. So if you like something, that's the top action. If you're just commenting on it, then like, okay, you're gonna like and comment that, not just comment, because that obviously keeps it going. You're not just gonna not engage or help them with the algorithms there. And then we also will have our own social systems. It'll be a little bit different for ours, not the typical thing you would see with this by aggregating the views, but also if they do individual posts and communities and stuff like that, then you'll be able to view the posts, comments, and then for ours specifically, you can just do it right inside of the application for whether you want to like this, whether you want to share, whether you want to comment right there within the system. If you also, you can just click the button too, and it'll take you to the post. Yeah.
Quick question. So somebody had asked, can they connect with their existing CRMs? And they had mentioned, for instance, Wealth Blocks.
You said Stint 12 blocks? Let me look at
Can they connect with their existing CRMs? And they had mentioned for their particular situation, it's Wealth Blocks.
Yeah, so for existing CRMs, so we're looking at integrating with HubSpot first right now. I think Salesforce is next after that. For our end, just because we're an early stage startup, like those have a significant cost per CRM that we integrate with. So we're open to, if enough people want Wealth Blocks or any of those other ones, we'll definitely add those to the roadmap for implementing those system integrations. I know we have a couple that obviously are highlighted with us. But yeah, that is the goal, is to be able to upload this stuff within your CRM, so that other people in your organization, if they're not necessarily using ours, can kind of see these updates or everything there. But also, we know that we're not going to be the end all be all system. We don't want to be. We want to be able to integrate with those other systems to make ease of use a lot more prevalent. Hopefully that answered that question. But yeah, so going into the next spot here. So like I mentioned earlier, for the communication method, so actually showing those different options here. And so people can indicate that. We'll have some agentic AI systems for kind of improving this process. But essentially, like, okay, if I look at, the other users' like calendars versus the emails and all the other things that are kind of going back and forth, are they responding with the preferred method of communication between us personally, as well as them as a whole too, and kind of I guess using the artificial intelligence and machine learning to kind of showcase this data here. And so yeah, like we obviously have a better correspondence via email. Scheduling a video call might not be as optimal for this individual. So if I want to do a quick update or setting up a meeting, let's send an email over really quick. In regard to engagement history, so when was the last interaction? What's the recent activity been? Being able to just track that stuff and log different aspects as well if you need to. Discussion topics that have been relevant or could be relevant for this relationship as well. And then also conversation starters here. And the great thing about these is we can actually reload these, or accept or reject them, and then obviously repopulate them with things that are relevant. So if I just get a list of I don't like any of these, okay, let's reload it real quick. Let's see if we got some better options. And so we have that. Also being able to track warm introductions, essentially. So, potential introductions, who can I introduce Alex to, but also, how many, who has he requested that I introduce him to as well. So great things there. And then the mutual connections, obviously being able to track that stuff. So data on those ends when it comes to pending. So being able to see inbound and outbound requests, who have I sent stuff to, who have I not. Being able to see the AI recommendations here. Are there warm introductions available for this person too? Okay, there's people that we're mutually connected to, but is this relationship strong enough, or is their relationship strong enough with the other people to where this works? So as you see, there are 4 mutual connections here with, Elena, but does she have strong recommendations enough with those, potential individuals to, work things out, or basically those 4 mutual connections that are in there do they have a strong enough relationship with her to be able to receive an introduction as well. So seeing the also tracking the warm introductions. So incoming requests, outbounds, introduction suggestions, like who should I introduce people to, and the outbound tracking for the intros as well. So okay, I introduced these individuals, but no response. Okay, like they actually both of them connected with each other, and so you can see the double opt-in on both sides for that too. Social feeds. So we're actually going to be changing this up a little bit, but I still want to highlight it. So we're going to be showing an aggregate feed later on of essentially all the different communities and organizations that you're a part of, and being able to see kind of a centralized feed there, because maybe I don't want to jump into each individual community and go through the cumbersome process of doing that. Because maybe I'm a part of 20 organizations. I don't want to go in each one, boom, boom, boom. I just want to see them all in one place. So aggregating that stuff, the same thing with our connections, being able to see that. We're going to be implementing eventually the ability to also do that the cross feeds with the other platforms too. So being able to generate a post for LinkedIn, or seeing other posts from LinkedIn, Twitter, whatever, all that stuff, or X, whatever they're calling themselves now. And then also seeing like, the basic stuff, people you might like, organizations you might like. And so the AI is going to be showing here. And then also like popular trends that are happening too. So if I want to create a post about something, okay, what's actually relevant to my audience or just audiences in general, because I want to be able to grow my network. And, I don't want to just make a post just to make a post. I want to be able to have it resonate. Messaging, pretty basic stuff here, unreads, importance, and showcasing that stuff. Businesses directories. So if I don't want to just go through the AI recommendations, naturally being able to see like the different businesses and their profile pages and everything too. We have our own profile pages. So the business and profiles, because this is our demo environment, these actually look even better now than what these look like, which is awesome. But still being able to see the classic information you would see with any other platform like this. And then for deals, so like I mentioned before, we have 24 partners with us. So being able to showcase our preferred deals within this platform, but also potentially being able to show the community deals or the organization deals if they have any of those as well. And then like being able to claim the different deals, being able to see why this matters, which is how this is all based around. So deal match scores of, okay, this is recommended to me. Why does this does this platform make sense versus another one? Does this do I even need this? Like if I have an HR management system right now, I don't necessarily need another HR management system unless I'm looking for one. So, okay, I'm only going to see like this is a SaaS company, and so I'm going to be able to see what their software has to offer, because it's filling in a gap, not necessarily just existing, but also still being able to see outside of the AI recommendations the general list of deals, because maybe we haven't recommended something, or you just want to browse what's available, or even potentially recommend something to somebody else too. So we're not going to restrict people to just the ones that we recommend. Resources as well. So kind of like we showed earlier, having an aggregate section for all of that, for the different, articles and all that stuff, templates, everything there. On personal analytics. So, how many, kind of like the dashboard view, but specifically for the, social elements, profile views versus community engagements. I won't go too deep into those. And then sponsorship portal. So literally one of the biggest issues that a lot of organizations and communities have for both sponsors and people that are trying to get sponsorship dollars for events is that they have difficulty finding them, and also difficulty tracking them, and really tracking the ROI. So if somebody sponsors an event, they're not just doing it out of the goodness of their heart most of the time. They're doing it because they actually want some type of return. So being able to display some of that stuff as well. So I'll show the sponsors view first, and then I'll show the community organizers or the event organizers view second. So for this here, being able to see as a sponsor what the open opportunities are. We have our own proposal generator, so you'll be able to see the different proposals that the communities have. Also using our AI, like, okay, why does it fit? Based off of the information that, I've put in for our organization, being able to track the active sponsorships and, the analytics and stuff there, and the details. And then also seeing the ROI and analytics here. How are people engaging with the different events that or different systems that we've been doing? Okay, actually, conferences work way better for us than basically webinars, right? Webinars are clearly the worst for us. So maybe we should improve those, or maybe we should spend a little bit more time on trying to improve them, or just axe it all together and really just focus on the things that are actually driving engagement, driving revenue for us. The lead opportunities. So how many leads were generated for us from these different events that we're sponsoring? And then what is the average return on investment that we're getting from doing this, right? What are the click-through rates? What are the total impressions that we're getting for cross-posting or social posting, and the ROI and everything. In regard to, it's also kind of cumbersome when you're dealing with a lot of communities and organizations when okay, now I've got to prepare all of our materials and I've got to go into our drive to send it and all this other stuff. Nope, you can send all of that stuff directly for the promotional assets and everything. It's already prepackaged to where, okay, we save all of our branding materials, our company logos, our product demos, our overviews, who our target audiences are. Okay, we know that we're a technical organization, so we really want to get, you want to sell to developers, IT administrators, CIOs, and CTOs. So that'll reflect for what the community builders are able to see and basically kind of help with showing those scores. And then who are the audience tags and, what industry related terminology really reflects there too. And then, like I said, we're obviously going to try to do CRM automations. Again, updating some more information on the preferences and target data. So being able to upload your own files on top of everything as well. CRM optimizations, notifications for what's going on. Do I want to receive pitch messages from community builders? Maybe I want to save my inbox. So I'm not going to turn that on, but I can come in the portal and look at that stuff. I want to see event deadlines because obviously I want to make sure the materials and the cross-sponsored information is sent out at the right times, different access for the organizations and roles and stuff there. This ties in a little bit more to the AI preferences specifically. If you just want to specifically tailor these, they can also show in some of those other sections that we kind of highlighted before too, and kind of cross updating. But the biggest thing is okay, we also have our quarterly budgets. What is our budget range for, this quarter, or this month, or whatever else it is? Okay, let's put our minimums and our maximums for the specific events and, all of that stuff too. And we are refining these out too. This is the earlier version of what this is going to be, but obviously we want to be able to give the ability to go more granular, but we also want to make sure it's not too cumbersome to where we're giving, people thousands of data points that they have to fill out. We want to try to find a happy medium where the data is relevant, but also it's easy to upload and access. And then just basic community profile setting stuff there. So the final section on here is the community builder side. So how are, I want to get my event sponsored. Okay. Here's some potential people that I can reach out to for AI recommendations of, why the sponsor is a match. I can generate proposals here. I can track my different sponsors. And then, okay, what are our deliverables? What do we have to get done? Okay, I know we need to get a speaker done with this partner. They've sponsored. We have a speaking slot for them. Send out the information for the panel spot or whatever it is. Send out our monthly newsletter and make sure that we feature this organization inside of it and make sure we have the appropriate links and information for that. And so they can upload their own info there. If they need to have agreements in place, then they can also, upload or download their agreements and all of that stuff too. For proposals, so being able to create new proposals, and then if you just want to do a quick generator for it, eventually these two will be combined, but we're still in development for some of these things. But being able to, okay, we have gold, silver packages. What are those tiers entail? What is the suggested content that I need to put inside of a proposal like this? And those proposals are those quick information that we showed earlier too. So it's not like you're creating some in-depth 20-page document. If you have that, great. You can upload your information really quickly and like down files there. And I think my computer is starting to hate me. So yeah, yeah, this is just my computer going slow, not the actual system itself. So I'm trying to click the last portion of this if it'll actually let me. If not, I might have to stop sharing for a second. Technical difficulties. I don't know if Brandy, can you hear me still? Or
Yeah,
am
I
I
can
just
still
lagging
hear you.
out?
No, yeah, you're lagging out a
Hello?
little bit, but that's okay.
I cannot.
We can still see you
I
too.
can't hear anybody.
We can still hear you.
Okay. Well, let me try to steering and see if. Okay. Yeah, my computer is not like a little bit of battery left. Okay. Sweet. Well, I can't show the last portion of that because my computer is potentially about to die and just hate me forever. So, yeah. Any other questions or anything while we're going to jump off, and depending on if my laptop agrees with me.
That's okay. Yeah, no other questions. A lot of great feedback, a lot of excitement. People are interested and excited about the warm intro analyzer. Otherwise, yeah, we've covered all the questions that have been asked. If there's anything that comes up later, just let us know. If there are things that you really want us to press on and prioritize in the roadmap, always happy to hear you out and understand kind of a little bit more about use cases and functionalities of like why that matters to you and your specific audience. And Gabe dropped, but that's okay because I'm still here. I know that if you haven't reached out to me, or if you have reached out to me, we're going to be rounding back with everybody and making sure the connections are followed up, and we reach out to y'all and get, I know some of us have got calls that we have to get scheduled, so I'm excited to connect. And if there's anything else, hey, welcome back, Gabriel. Almost. Stay tuned.
Either way, don't worry about me. I'll figure it out.
We've answered all questions, so I think we're good. Thank y'all so much for being here today. I appreciate y'all.